All right, hey, listen, we are so excited to be doing a small recipe for the Going Greene fundraiser to support the PD Green program on September 25th. Look, we're really excited about this, so let's just get started. We're doing something super simple. Well, for some super simple, for us definitely simple. All right, it's a scallop dish with a cream sauce from the scallop scraps. You can do this at home. Take you maybe 15 minutes, I hope, and we'll watch it and see how it's done. Okay? So first things first, you're gonna get a small pot or pan like this, and we are gonna take some scallop scrap. Okay, just a scrap of scallop here, and we put inside your pan, right? We are gonna take some fresh cut shallot. All right, so not a hard thing to do, just kind of roughly cut. You actually want it a bit bigger than you could imagine because we're gonna just cook with it. All right, and then just like a pinch of garlic, rough chop garlic. All right, it's that simple. I like to use a stainless steel white wine, like a white Burgundy, Chablis, or something lightly oaked. Here we're gonna use a Macon Village. And all we do is we start a little bit of this white wine and we turn the heat on, okay? So that's how we start it. And what this sauce is gonna do is just be like a super concentration of everything scallop. So we're gonna start with the scallop, extract as much flavor as we can. We're gonna use a little fish fumet, right? I suppose you use chicken stock. It might not make it feel as like light and refreshing as a scallop. But if you don't have fish stock, you can use chicken stock. Right, then we're gonna use a little fish stock, and we'll finish with some beautiful cream, and really that's the sauce. But while the sauce is being made, we're preparing other things too, right? Over here, we just sauteed some spinach for you, okay? So we sauteed some spinach very simply, a little olive oil, a touch of garlic, some butter, and you can do whatever green you want to do. You can maybe use kale, maybe some people like to use Swiss chard. We also have some carrots here that we glacéed. We take a little bit of chicken stock and whatever your favorite vegetable is. I mean, you can use asparagus, you can use carrot, you could use anything you recommend. I mean, even broccoli, right? And we also take some potato and onion, we roast it off. So, your choice. But the idea is to have a nice little medley of flavor and texture, but also color for the eye, okay? All right, so here we go. We've got the scallops. You can see it's boiling here. You don't want it to boil, let it like simmer lightly, gently. Slowly get the flavor out of the scallop and just let it take its course, okay? While that's happening, we're gonna do a couple things at once here. Like I said, we only got 15 minutes. All right, we're gonna sear some scallops off as well. So what we're gonna do is take a pan, get it very hot, and we're gonna sear the scallop here quickly. When you're buying your scallop, try to find a dry packed scallop. Okay, you're going to find different price points when you go to market, and you're going to find wet packed scallops, which they really inject with a lot of liquid. And the problem with that is when you try to sear it, get a good sear, the water's coming out, not allowing you to do that as good. It's also going to be a lot cheaper, but you're buying water weight. A dry packed scallop has never been injected with any sort of liquid. It's literally out of the shell, and then either flash frozen or delivered fresh to you. So again, when you're buying your scallop, make sure you're buying the right scallop, right? Okay, so here we go. See how it's reducing. It's reducing very gently. Okay, very gently in here, and the kitchen, it should start to smell good, right? It should start to smell like scallop, a little bit of garlic and oniony flavor going on, and obviously the white wine. It smells really good, really fresh. This is what kitchens smell like in the morning when you're making your stocks, your sauces. All right, I'm going to come back over here. Again, this is all we're doing. You can mix this out for anything else. You could use asparagus. You can find any sort of vegetable. You can use green bean if you want some of that color, that flavor, that texture profile. All right, voila. So our pan's getting hot here. I'm going to take a little bit of vegetable oil. You can use vegetable oil, canola oil. The idea is to just making sure you're using a high, an oil with a high smoking point. Rapeseed oil would be the best. What you don't want to use is olive oil or of course extra virgin olive oil. Don't use those oils, okay? So what we do is get the pan nice and hot, okay? This is reducing gently, slowly. All right, we'll take our scallops here. Just a little bit of salt, all right? A little bit of pepper. We like to use white pepper, a little bit more restrained, and it doesn't overwhelm the scallops so much. And go easy on the salt because you know these scallops are in the sea. They're filtering water. They're eating things that are salty. So you never want to go too heavy on your salt and your scallop. All right, we got that pan relatively hot. We're just going to give it a nice little sear here. Make sure that pan is hot enough. Okay, good. There we go. Get a little there. Again, gentle. We cook gently, okay? Doesn't need to make big flames, big fires. So just real gently you're cooking your scallop. You do want a high heat because you want to caramelize those sugars, the beautiful sugars that the scallop gives you. All right, so here we are. We're about halfway done with our white wine. Next, we're going to put a little bit of that fish stock or fish fumet. All right, as simple as that. Just let that reduce slowly. All right, doesn't take a lot. We'll put measurements on, write it down or something. Well, really, we don't measure it in the kitchen. All right. There we go. Our scallops looking beautiful. Beautiful sear on those. Okay. We're going to let those continue to cook. We'll let this reduce. So everything's coming down about half, 50%, 50%. And the goal is to get enough flavor extracted out of the scallop scrap, but also give you enough essence of the wine, of the fish stock, and of course the cream. All right. So little by little we cook our scallop. So a nice golden brown color. Okay, that's what you're trying to achieve. All right, and then what we want to do here, as we sear this, you can finish with a little bit of butter to give yourself a nice golden brown color, okay? We call this in the restaurant business a poêlée. So you're doing it at a high heat. You're filling in these little spots that maybe didn't get that perfect caramelization on it, okay? Look at that, beautiful. See how it's coming to golden brown already? It's a beautiful scallop. All right, and we're gonna cut our heat off because our scallops will be pretty perfectly cooked. Now, on this, we reduce, once reduced by half, we add heavy cream, okay? Just heavy cream, they might call it heavy whipping cream, but the point is, it's a nice, 32 to 35% fat inside of here. We'll go ahead and add that after it's reduced by half. That finishes it, makes it nice and soft. Alright, so we're going to let that cook. Now over here, the magic of TV, we already have the sauce finished. At the end, when you taste your sauce, finish your seasoning, a little salt, a little pepper, a little acid. You always want to balance it out. There's a lot of cream in there, and you don't want it to be too creamy. It's like a nice, light sauce, so you should have some acidity. You squeeze a little acidity in there at the end to adjust your seasoning. Alright, so when it comes down to plating, this is the fun part. Our hot vegetables, our spinach, our onion, our potato. Okay. We'll take our it easier than this. So now you kind of have some fun with it. You maybe put your spinach around here. Maybe you like spinach, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to put a little extra, you know. Someone says, well, I really like cauliflower. Okay, good. Put cauliflower in your dish. It doesn't matter. This is your dish. This is just a canvas for what you pull out of your garden, or maybe what your girlfriend likes, your boyfriend likes. Right? I put a few carrots down here. Voila. I like to put onion. I love onion. I think it's such a bright spot to a dish. I finished a little potato. Okay, just kind of organically placed on your dish. There's no rhyme or reason why we're putting it the way we are. I take one scallop here, maybe put a second scallop here, put a third scallop. Nobody knows what's going on here except you, right? So you can't say it's a bad dish. Okay, it's a perfect dish. And then what we do is we have the sauce here, finish sauce. We've got you here. And you just, gently sauce your dish here. Kind of get in and out of some of these places, these spots, fill in the blanks. Very easily done. Look at it's cooking. Have fun with it. You have a little parsley, put a little parsley on there. Looks good, but all you're trying to do is create a wonderful dish, to enjoy at home with fresh scallops, whatever's coming from your garden or your farmer's market, in less than 15 minutes. I think that was actually 8, maybe 7.5. If you have to, the wine that you made the sauce with, well, get an extra bottle, or maybe don't use it all for sauce, and serve that for a glass of wine to go with this. White wines, especially the Chardonnays from Burgundy, go really nice with things from the sea, whether it's fish, whether it's scallops. You'll love it. So there we are. Looking forward to this, the Going Greene fundraiser. I can't wait till September. It's already September, so I look forward to seeing you there, and have fun. Enjoy. Going out.